With Doubtnut, get instant video solutions to all your maths, physics, chemistry, and biology doubts. Just click the image of the question, crop the question, and get instant video solution. Download Doubtnut app today.
Hello. So question says that in which of the following reaction, right? So the hydrogen peroxide, right? So this is hydrogen peroxide is acting as a oxidizing agent, right? So we have to tell that in which of the following reaction the hydrogen oxide, that is H2O2, is acting as an oxidizing agent, right? So let's try to solve this question. So we know that H2O2 is an oxidizing agent, right? So H2O2 is an oxidizing agent, right? So H2O2 is an oxidizing agent, right? And what are the oxidizing agent? Oxidizing agent are those species, if I am telling about the oxidizing agent, so these are those species which oxidizes other, right? So I can write here as oxidizing agent are those species which are oxidizes, or you can say which oxidizes other, right? So which oxidizes other, right? Which oxidizes others, right? And reduce itself, right? Reduce itself, right? So these are the two important characteristics of the oxidizing agent, right? So they reduce itself and oxidizes other, right? So they reduce itself and they oxidizes other species, right? So let's try to solve this question. If I talk about the option A, right? So if I talk about the option A, that is, we have a option A. In option A we have HOCl, right? So in we have a HOCl, right? Which in which H2O2, right? So it is an H2O2 is an oxidizing agent. So the reaction will be like this: hydronium ion, right? So this is hydronium ion, HO3 positive, right? Plus Cl negative ions, right? So plus Cl negative ions plus oxygen, right? So plus oxygen, right? So if I see it clearly, or you can see here that here chlorine is in plus, or you can say that here chlorine is in +1 oxidation state, right? So here chlorine is in +1 oxidation state, right? Because in this there is a bond in the oxygen is more electronegative, so it will pull the electron, and there is a minus charge here, right? So and there is a +1 charge and -1 charge here, right? So in here the chlorine is in -1 oxidation state, right? And here chlorine is in +1 oxidation state, right? So you can see this, there is a decrease in oxidation number, right? So let me tell about the oxidation reduction, right? So if, right, if there is a increase in oxidation number, right? So increase in oxidation number, right? So if there is an increase in oxidation number, then the process will be of oxidation, then there will be process of oxidation, right? Right. And if there is a decrease in oxidation number, right? So if I'm writing here that there is a decrease in oxidation number, right? Decrease in oxidation number, right? So then the process will be reduction, then the process will be reduction, right? So I can say this, in this the Cl negative, right? So Cl has a one positive charge here, and here it is -1 oxidation number, right? So I can say this, here Cl is reduced, right? So say Cl is reduced, right? That means H2O2 is reducing this species HOCl. That means it is acting as a reducing agent, right? So it is acting as a reducing agent, right? So not oxidizing agent, right? So but in the question we have asked that in which of the following action H2O2 act as an oxidizing agent. So right. So in this way I can say this option will be the wrong answer, right? So this option will be the wrong answer, right? And if I talk about the another option, that is option B, that, right? If I talk about the another option, that is option B, that is I2, right? So I2 here, I2 plus H2O2, right? So I2 plus H2O2, right? Here we are getting 2 OH negative, right? Here we are not 2 OH negative, we have in basic medium, right? So it is in basic, the reaction is taking place in basic medium, right? So we are getting 2H2O, we are getting 2H2O plus oxygen, right? So we are getting 2H2O plus oxygen, right? So that is O2, right? Here you can see this iodine is in zero oxidation state, right? So here iodine is in zero oxidation state, right? And here you can see this the iodine, right? So the reaction is like this, right? So there should be I negative, right? So there should be also I negative, the reaction will be I negative, right? So I can clear it, so I can clear it. So there will be I negative also, right? So the reaction will be like this, so there will be I negative. So I let me correct it, so there will be I negative also, right? So there is a decrease in oxidation state, right? So there is a oxidation number is here -1, right? So there is also a decrease in oxidation number. That means this H2O2 is reducing the I2 negative, right? So this H2O2 is reducing the not I2 negative, this H2O2 is reducing the iodine into I negative, right? So it is acting as a reducing agent, not oxidizing agent, right? So but in the question we have asked the oxidizing agent, right? So this will be the wrong answer, right? So this will be the wrong answer. Now if I talk about the option C, right? If I talk about the option C, that is PBS, right? So if I talk about the option C, that is PBS, right? So in PBS we have 4H2O2, right? So the reaction is like this: 4H2O2, we are getting PbSO4, right? So PbSO4 plus 4H2O, right? Plus 4H2O, right? So this is the reaction, right? So here you can see clearly this. Here sulfur is in -2 oxidation state, right? And here sulfur is in, you can say this, it is in, yes, it is in +6 oxidation state, right? So it is in +6 oxidation, right? So if I calculate it, the PbSO4 oxidation state, it will be look like this, right? So PbSO4, right? So +2 for lead, and 4 it is X, and 4 it is -8, that is equal to 0. So I can write here as X is equal to +6, right? So it is plus in oxidation state, right? So here you can see this, there is an oxidation, right? So there is an increase in oxidation number, right? So there is an increase in oxidation number, right? So I can say this H2O2 is oxidizing the sulfur as here PbSO4, PbS2, PbSO4. That means it is acting as an oxidizing agent, right? It is acting as a oxidizing agent. Here it is acting as a reducing agent, right? So here it is acting as a reducing agent. Here also it is acting as a reducing agent, right? So in this option, the H2O2 is acting as a oxidizing agent, which oxidizes PbS into PbSO4, right? So this option seems to be correct, right? So this option seems to be correct answer. So let me correct it. And now if I talk about the option D, right? If I talk about the option D, that option D is 2MnO4 negative, right? So 2MnO4 negative plus 3H2O2, right? So plus 3H2O2 giving 2MnO2, right? So it is giving 2MnO2 plus 3O2, right? So plus 3O2, right? So this is plus 3 oxygen and 2H2O, right? So these are the side products, right? And these are the 2HOHO negative, right? So here we are seeing this reaction, and here I can see this, the MnO4 negative, right? So MnO4 negative, it is in +7 oxidation state, right? So it is in +7 oxidation state, right? So the reaction, and in the MnO2, the manganese in +4 oxidation state, right? So there is a decrease in the oxidation number, right? That means there is a reduction taking place, right? So there is a reduction taking place, right? So there is a reduction taking place. That means it is acting as a reducing agent, right? It is acting as a reducing agent, right? So here H2O2 is acting as a reducing agent, right? So, but in the question we have asked the oxidizing agent, right? So, in which of the following reaction the H2O2 is acting as an oxidizing agent, right? So, this is the only reaction. This is the only reaction that in which the H2O2 is acting as an oxidizing agent, right? So, now the correct answer will be our correct answer will be our option C, right? So, the correct answer will be our option C, that is PBS, right? So the correct answer will be option C, and rest of the answer A, B, and D will be the wrong answer, right? So this is the answer, right? So hope this answered your question. So thank you.
For class 6 to 12, IIT JEE and NEET level. Trusted by more than 5 crore students. Download Doubtnut App today.